For years, people chased the same dream: a bigger house, a better job, more money, more success. But something is changing. Because today, more and more people aren't dreaming about becoming rich. They're dreaming about something much simpler: peace, a slow morning, coffee in the sun, a walk without checking the time, a life that doesn't feel rushed every second of the day. And strangely enough, Spain has become part of that dream. But after spending more time here, I realized something. The real reason people fall in love with Spain isn't what most people think. And once you notice it, you start seeing it everywhere. If this kind of lifestyle speaks to you, subscribe and join us on this journey. I notice it the moment I arrive here. The air feels different. People walk slower. Nobody seems obsessed with being busy all the time. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like I can breathe again. Back home, life often feels like a race. Everyone is chasing something: more success, more money, more productivity, more notifications, more pressure. Every day starts to look the same. Wake up, check the phone, rush through the morning, spend hours behind a screen, come home tired, sleep, repeat. And somewhere in between all of that, I think many of us slowly forget how life is actually supposed to feel. That's why Spain feels so different to me. Not because everything is perfect here, but because people seem to understand something that many other places have forgotten. Life is not only about working, it's also about living. And I start noticing it everywhere. In the cafes that stay full for hours, in the long lunches that nobody rushes through, in the evenings where people fill the streets instead of sitting inside scrolling on their phones. Children playing in the plaza, neighbors stopping to talk. Friends sitting together long after their coffee cups are empty. Even the smallest moments feel meaningful here. A coffee outside, fresh bread in the morning, the sound of plates and conversations on a terrace. Walking home while the sun slowly disappears behind the buildings. Nothing extraordinary happens, and maybe that's exactly the point. I think many people are exhausted. Not only physically, mentally too. Modern life constantly tells us to move faster, work harder, do more, optimize everything. Even rest starts feeling like something we need to earn. And after a while, that pressure becomes normal. We stop questioning it until we arrive somewhere that shows us another way to live. That's what Spain feels like to me. People here still value time, not only productive time, but real time. Time with family, time outside, time around a table, time doing absolutely nothing. And honestly, I think that's what so many people are truly searching for. Not luxury, not fame, not a perfect life, just a calmer one. A life where mornings don't begin with stress. A life where dinner lasts 2 hours because nobody is in a hurry. A life where people actually look around instead of constantly looking down at a screen. I notice how different I feel here. I walk more, I slow down, I pay attention again. Simple things suddenly become enough. The sound of the sea, warm air at night, fresh fruit from a local market, a quiet street in the morning, the smell of coffee drifting from a small cafe, the sound of church bells echoing through old streets, the golden light that seems to make everything feel softer. And maybe that sounds romanticized, but I honestly think many people miss this feeling more than they realize. Because deep down, I don't think we were made to live in constant stress. I think we crave connection, sunlight, conversation, movement, community, slowness, things that feel surprisingly normal in Spain. Of course, life here isn't perfect. There are still problems. People still work hard, real life still exists, but the difference is the energy. People seem more present, more connected to daily life instead of constantly trying to escape it. More connected to the people around them, more connected to the moment they're living in. And maybe that's why so many visitors come here and suddenly start imagining a different future for themselves. Not necessarily a bigger life, just a better one. The more time I spend in Spain, the more I realize this dream isn't really about Spain itself. It's about how life feels here, calmer, warmer, more human, and maybe that's why so many people dream about living here one day. Because Spain reminds us of something modern life slowly takes away from us. Time. Time to enjoy a morning. Time to sit outside. Time to talk. Time to share a meal. Time to watch a sunset without feeling guilty that you're doing nothing productive. Time to breathe. Time to actually feel present in our own lives again. I don't think people move to Spain because they expect perfection. I think they come here because they're searching for a feeling. A slower rhythm, a softer life, a little more freedom. And honestly, I understand it now. Completely. Because maybe the dream was never really Spain. Maybe the dream was always a life that feels more human. A life with more presence, more connection, more sunlight, more conversation. More moments that don't need to be shared online to matter. And if Spain teaches us anything, it's that happiness isn't always found in having more. Sometimes it's found in needing less. And remembering how to truly live.